Hello, everyone. How are you? Are you surviving? Are you?
Are you?
Are you really?
Are you, though?
If you are still alive at this point in 2020, let me just offer you a congratulations. Congratulations on being a survivor. Just like, was it TLC or Salt and Peppa predicted?
I believe that was TLC.
Thank you, John.
You're wrong.
I knew you were the person to go for that.
Which one chased waterfalls?
That was TLC.
Okay.
All right, so we're all trapped in our homes and we're bored. So we have Frankensteined a system by which we can go through all of the relationships in Fire Emblem Three Houses and either praise or complain about them respectively. So yeah, welcome to Your Ship is Bad.
Yes, yes it is.
So here we go. We're gonna just go ahead and skip bylifts. I apologize in advance if some of the audio is a little weird for this, but again, we are doing a weird Frankenstein's monster, and we're just lucky that everything is alive right now. So, how are you guys doing? Are you guys alive?
Speaking of Frankenstein's monster, no, we'll get to that chip later. Anyway.
Great. Actually, so we're going to skip bylith. We're going to start with the three heads of houses. But before we do that, quick question. House choice. What's your guys' house choice?
Oh, the ones played?
Black Eagles.
Oh, you're a fascist. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Blue Lions.
Blue Lions? Cool, because I am 100% Golden Deer. So,
all right, so...
I suppose, well... The like, which house do you... which house do you support? Which playthrough did you enjoy most? And which is a composite of the people in that house that you enjoy most?
I mean, I would argue all three of those factors, yes.
But they're three somewhat different questions, which is what...
no, but I would say the mean average of all of those...
is Golden Deer.
Oh, yeah, for me, it's the Golden Deers take first place in all three of those anyway.
Oh, all right.
I don't know, if we're looking at it from, like, best... Well, here's the thing. I really enjoyed my Blue Lions playthrough because I was still really shipping Dimitri and Edelgard, and then I was denied.
We'll get there.
But we won't get there. That's the problem.
I should mention, if it wasn't obvious already, it's probably best if you had beaten Fire Emblem Three Houses to some degree before you watch this video.
Yeah.
This is nothing but spoilers.
Yep. So, and I feel like there was something else I wanted to mention, but oh well. Let's see how these crazy cats get married at the end of the game. So we'll start with good old Queen Fascist Edelgard, John's favorite lady. So we'll just start with herself if she doesn't marry anybody. John, this is your lady. Go ahead and read it off.
All right. As the new Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard dedicated her life to reshaping the delicate political structure of Fodlan. With tireless work and great sacrifice, she reformed the class system to ensure a free and independent society for all. In her later years, she entrusted her life's work to a worthy successor before finally vanishing from the public eye.
That's incredibly vague. I guess most of the single, hey, you didn't end up with anybody's are pretty vague.
Yeah.
I suppose these non-relationship bits would be a good place to talk about just the character and how you felt about that character.
I have never... I usually actually really get up in arms about anybody who says this about particular characters, but I have never in my life met one of the cold, aloof female characters who I felt so much just needed to have the tension fucked out of her.
Okay, okay.
That was, normally people will say that about a character. I'm like, no, what is wrong with you? That's not, in this case, yes, that was the problem.
Audrey's just upset because she accidentally didn't go the Black Eagle route and now has to play the game all over again to get there.
Yes.
Yeah.
I should also mention...
I don't know what I messed up, but apparently I'm supporting the church.
I should also mention I still haven't finished the Black Eagle route either. I'm about where the Battle of the Three Houses, the first one, happens. And, yeah, I'm very curious what she is... John, you're the only one who knows what she is like when you actually join her side post-time skip. I'm very curious to see how she is different when she is not trying to murder you the whole time.
Oh, and what's interesting is I did that playthrough, and that was on my first playthrough
Without even
as
trying,
a
it was just so
I
easy
would
for
try.
John. He didn't even try. So
I,
easy.
I was just, I didn't look up any wikis or anything. I wasn't trying to strategy it. I was just playing the game straight. And wound up with a Black Eagle playthrough. She's really fairly sympathetic. Well, and especially once you get she knows she is working with some really terrible people in the those who slither in the dark, and that she needs to be actively jockeying to position herself to eventually get rid of them. But right now, if she faced them openly, everything would go to hell. So watching that deeper political gameplay was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it.
All right, cool. That's Edelgard. So, anything else you want to say before we go and see her endings?
Nope. Her evil Princess Leia headgear is sort
Yeah,
of
how does that
throwing.
hair work, though?
I mean, it's a challenge. It is
Hubert
worth.
cast a spell.
That's probably a Hubert thing. It is worth noting. I had initially gone in intending for her to be the romance.
Well, your kid's not happy about that.
He's like, what? Violet and Edelgard, are you crazy? But then I kind of wandered off, and I think, Petra, actually, I wandered up with.
Yeah, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about it later.
All right.
All right.
So we'll go back and we'll go ahead and start at the top with Byleths. So, John, still your lady. Go ahead and read it.
Violet and Edelgard ended the tyranny of a godlike being. Violet was wounded and lost the power of the progenitor god, but it mattered not, as he and Edelgard had each other. To ensure lasting peace, the two fought against those who slither in the dark, and to ensure a society where people can rise and fall by their own merits. They spent their lives forming the antiquated class system. They achieved much in their time together, and it is said that they were sometimes spotted leaving the palace to privately enjoy the world they had created. How they spent those precious moments, none but the two of them will ever know.
Croquet,
Okay.
probably, would be my guess.
Yeah, I mean, fine.
So, in this version, because John, you played through, does Byleth get the better hair back? You lost the power of the progenitor god.
Yeah, just go back to blue hair rather than green hair.
No, it stays with the green hair. Yeah, I would have remembered if it was the blue. If there was like, oh, hey, you get the blue hair back, great. Yeah, no, you stick with you stick with the green hair. Yeah.
Does at any point Byleth turn into a dragon?
No.
Dang it. Cool,
But
I guess. Cool.
But Rhea as a dragon boss fight, that was legit. Then that was a worthwhile end boss. Let me tell you.
Do we have any? So, John, you're really the only one with experience in this. Do you have any more comments about this particular ship? This is probably what I'm going to go with in my Black Eagle playthrough, but I'm so not much into it.
Yeah, I mean, it was pretty. It was pretty good. It was what I was intending to go with when I was starting the playthrough. But I got distracted by other members of the house.
We'll talk about that later.
Basically, so I wound up kind of casual about it, rather than active. There was like 2 or 3 others I wound up actively working on more. I kind of lost my chance.
Sounds like they had a boring life. All right. Well,
let's see if it was any different if she was a lady.
I'll keep talking. Byleth and Edelgard ended the tyranny of a godlike being. Blah, 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 blah. Mattered not. Edelgard had each other. Lasting peace, blah, blah, blah. Ensure society, blah, blah, blah. Achieved much in their time together, and said that they were sometimes spent leaving palace, privately enjoy the world. How they spent the precious moments, none but the two of them will ever know.
Cool, that looks exactly the same.
Yeah.
Also,
okay.
This seems like an alright time to bring up the fact that it's a little weird that Edelgard's the only house leader that has a same-sex ending.
Really?
Yeah. Like, Dimitri I can kind of get, like, sure, I guess, stick in
really
the butt,
obvious.
but... What was that?
Maybe because it's really obvious.
Yeah, but it just seems weird to me that, like, you would think the heads of the households would be the ones you'd want to be able to ship with either main character regardless of the situation. And it seems really odd that you can't hook up the male main character with Claude, but that's just me.
Yeah.
No, yeah, Claude seems like. But anyway, all right, moving on.
All right, everybody's favorite happy time ship. Do it, John.
Hey, I love Hubert. All right, I love Hubert because I almost hooked him up with Bernadetta, but then because I fucked up the playthrough, he left.
See, it's funny because I'm doing the exact same thing because it's like, oh, he's weirdly nice to her.
It's very clear the whole time that he like thinks he's really funny. Like, he doesn't actually think he's super intimidating. He thinks he's joking most of the time, and nobody else realizes it.
John, read.
Indeed, as the new Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard gave all she had to breathe new life into the government of Fodlan. With tireless work, great sacrifice, and her devoted Hubert by her side, she instituted new class reforms and helped to ensure the people's independence. Hubert was always close at hand, ready to dispose of unsavory burdens by any means necessary. In their later years, they passed the fruits of her labor on to Edelgard's successor and vanished from the public eye. Though it is said they spent the rest of their lives together, it is unlikely they ever gave voice to the true depth of their affections. Which I found, I did wind up with this, and I found a little bit annoying as the, so I didn't, I think I wound up actually like screwing up the ability to, like I missed a chance to advance and romance Edelgard. And they're like, fine, Hubert, you're going to have her. That's cool. But I still managed a Black Eagles playthrough. I don't know how I did it. It was my first playthrough. But getting to this, I'm like, really? And you don't actually like, if you're clearly, it's set up from the beginning, just hook up. Just hook up. Just like full on hook up.
No. See, I kind of like that it didn't work out that way. Like it's a totally asexual relationship, even though I'm pretty sure that he was eating her out all the time asexually.
Hey-oh. What? That could be the title of a book. Right? I feel like that's a self-help. I am of the opinion that this is a bad ship, and I'm glad that they never actually romantically end up together no matter what you do.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm not a big fan of like serious character with serious character. It just seems a little. And you accurately pointed out Hubert does not consider himself a serious character, but he is, and it just kind of I find it to be like you're having a bread sandwich.
Yeah, I never enjoyed the two of them together. It was all just like, cool. You insist, he insists on how much he's into her, and the game is sort of setting them up.
Not really into her.
But not really into her.
It's like a whole deity. Anyway, okay. So we agree the ship is bad.
The ship is bad. Did we say what are our opinions on the Edelgard Byleth ship? Is that a good ship or a bad ship, or a neutral ship?
Yeah,
that sounds neutral to me. That's the noise neutrality makes.
Yes.
All right, now everybody's favorite.
Edelgard Ferdinand.
Those locks. John, go.
All right. As the Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard appointed Ferdinand as her prime minister, and the two devoted themselves to ruling Fodlan. Their sharply contrasting views made for frequent and lively debate, but with each enhancing the perspective of the other, Fodlan was better for it. As they worked tirelessly to create a better future, they were soon bound together by marriage as well. Their children, born to those who had torn down the old social hierarchy, were encouraged to choose their own paths.
No, wait a second. So we're saying that Ferdinand tore down the old social hierarchy. Ferdinand.
That is what it says in this text.
I don't know what those words say.
Ferdinand. We've met Ferdinand, right? It says right there, the noblest of nobles.
I haven't played the Black Eagle playthrough as we've established multiple times, but like in all the other playthroughs, when you recruit him, basically his household is like completely gone, and he's like, "Wow, being a noble kind of sucks. Maybe we should be better at being people." So that doesn't seem that crazy to me.
He's not at all against the concept of nobility. It's just that he thinks that,
he's very much this is my role, this is who I am, I'm just gonna do do it well. I'm just going to do it the right way.
That nobles should be the noblest of nobles. They should be better at being nobles, not that the social hierarchy should be torn down. Heavens no.
I'm amused by the concept of this ship, but I don't think I like it.
Monarchy kind of dude.
Exactly. I agree. I'm amused by the concept. I don't think I like it, and frankly, I'm not sure it's the first one that I'm not sure it occurred to me until I'm seeing it on the screen right now.
Sorry, noblest of nobles, that's a bad ship.
What strange children they must have.
Yeah,
I'm curious about this one. Let's see what this
Oh
one
yeah.
does.
Well,
Okay. As the new Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard gave all she had to breathe new life into the government of Fodlan.
John, I'm going to stop you right there. Could you please read Linhart's title?
Yep, just a second. Ragamuffin Sage.
Super, you may continue.
okay, that seems unfair, but continue.
With tireless work and great sacrifice, she instituted new class reforms to ensure... Sorry, I'm like...
Screen moment. Yeah.
There we go. To ensure the people could rise on their own merits. During these years, however, there was a period of time in which she simply disappeared. It is said that she went to the research facility of the foremost authority in Crests, Linhart, who had relinquished his rank and title to live a life of study.
That seems right.
There, after confirming the results of Linhart's experiments, Edelgard was able to enjoy a rare break from her busy life. The respite was brief, but they cherished that time for the rest of their lives.
They didn't marry, they just sort of had a brief fling.
I guess.
Yeah. I mean...
Okay, I guess I can kind of see that.
I can get on board with that. Yeah,
that seems all right.
That seems okay.
Yeah, it's not a strong yes, but it's.
I mean, he would have been miserable as like married to the head of state.
That's true. Yeah. That's true.
So she came and hung out in his research facility. If you know her backstory, being researched on is pretty much. Maybe she's just working out a bunch of issues there.
Yeah. It seems like I think the implication there is like, hey, could we figure out some stuff about me and what they did to me and how we can make that better? Sure. And Linhart's like, I'm smart and lazy, sure.
Linhart is amazing.
Linhart's a pretty good character.
Especially once he grew up and his hair got better.
Like, Linhart might be my favorite one, the one I'm most excited to go through, because I think I only had him in one of my endings. I'm curious to see what most of his endings are like. And like, how does he make any relationship work?
I'm like, you know what you need? More sleep.
All right, so are we calling this a good ship? Is this a good ship?
It's an acceptable ship.
It's an acceptable ship. It's maybe a bit weak as an ending, but
it's a one-shot ship.
It's a one-shot ship.
Yes. I could
a one-shot missing scene ship.
Right. Yeah.
I have opinions about this already. Go ahead, John.
Edelgard, the new Adrestian Emperor, appointed Caspar as their Minister of Military Affairs. Caspar is the hot-headed general, which is not nearly as exciting. And the two devoted themselves to ruling Fodlan. Caspar quickly developed a reputation for recklessness in his duty, but he compensated for it with success in the field and was given leeway by the Emperor as a result. Privately, the couple's relationship as husband and wife was more tempestuous. Their spats were frequent, but it is said that Edelgard took pleasure in her ability to influence Caspar, and Caspar enjoyed reining the Emperor in from time to time. It was a strange but happy union.
Huh.
That is exactly how I would have thought it would have gone.
I don't know. Maybe I just need to see more of their supports, but it's like...
I can see that as believable.
Yeah. I can believe that ending is the result of the two of them.
It's just hard for me to imagine a scenario in which Edelgard's like, yeah, Caspar, that's what I want.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, like... What... Yeah, what situation she doesn't have to marry anybody, theoretically. I mean, there's plenty of these scenarios where she appoints a successor.
Yeah.
He doesn't actually bring anything to the table.
Except his sweet fists. Ow! Damn.
Maybe.
Okay. All right. I'm neutral on the ship.
I think it's a well-written ending. I don't think I necessarily like the ship, but I think that's somebody sat down and went, well, shit, how can we make that work? And then...
What would this actually look like? No, for real.
And pretty much got it.
Yeah.
So it was a leaning on the good side, just a slight lean in that direction.
Yeah.
Well, good for you, Caspar. That's better than I expected.
I don't really like Caspar, so you know.
No, he's still better than some folks.
When Bernadetta inherited House Varley from her father, she tried to withdraw from politics and remain within the bounds of her territory. But Edelgard, the new Adrestian emperor, would not allow it. Instead, she demanded that Bernadetta counsel her in governing Fodlan. It is said that the emperor made this choice to keep herself from being too detached, and that Bernadetta was all too happy to provide a more emotional perspective now and again. The people of Enbar could always tell when the two were meeting by the sound of Bernadetta's panicked voice ringing out from the palace.
Well, that sounds terrible. So basically, she kidnapped Bernadetta.
Bernadetta perpetually kidnapped and put in situations.
Well, she said that there's eternal loner.
Eternal loner, yes.
Well, it's a bad ship.
Yes.
I'm a little. It's a little annoying to me that I was
Bernadetta
like,
is the bicycle. Bernadetta is the bicycle of Three Houses. Everybody gets to ride. So
except for Edelgard, because it is not actually a romantic ending.
yeah,
Yeah.
ick.
To me, that's a little. That's like, why not? Why is it not? That seems silly to me, but oh well.
That's horrible. That was horrible.
Yeah.
All right, we're not a fan. This is a bad ship. It's not even really a ship. This is just bad.
Yeah.
Quit kidnapping people, lady. Quit getting kidnapped.
Yeah. Ooh.
We're out. Next.
As Edelgard's reign as the Adrestian Emperor began, Enbar was restored, and with it, a certain opera house. Soon, the Mittelfrank Opera Company put together a war drama depicting the journey and sacrifice of the Emperor and her companions, and the starring role went to none other than Dorothea. Edelgard initially forbade the company from staging it, but was eventually persuaded by Dorothea's passionate performance to rescind that decree. It is said that the Emperor always set aside time to enjoy the opera thereafter.
Well, that's a lame ending.
Yes.
That's a very fascist ending.
That's stupid. I hate that ending.
Yes, and one of the first of what I'm betting will be many. What do you mean Dorothea doesn't get to be gay with her endings?
Let's wait till we get to Dorothea and Ingrid. John has.
Oh man,
he played Three Houses before I did, and that was my introduction to any of the characters. Was him yelling about Dorothy. Some people named Dorothea and Ingrid, who obviously were supposed to get married.
Oh, I can't wait. That's exciting.
And you couldn't even get them past B.
But they had that paralogue though, huh? Remember that paralogue?
Ed! I thought it was a setup. I thought that was setting it up.
Okay, I would argue that since we're on Edelgard and Dorothea and we're talking about Ingrid and Dorothea, this is a bad ship.
Yes.
Yes. Because it's similar. Dorothea has a better version of it.
There's a lot of like these endings that's like the implication, if you're not going to hook somebody up with somebody, then the implication should be that they're like the closest of friends, and this is not ending like that. This is not like that at all. So
yeah, no, this is like we did not completely drop off the earth relative to each other.
Yeah, this fails on multiple levels. Sorry, Dorothea. Sorry, Edelgard.
You both deserved better.
All right.
Edelgard Lysithea. After the war, Edelgard and Lysithea threw themselves into the fight against those who slither in the dark. The struggle was long and arduous, but not without its benefits. With careful analysis of ancient techniques, they discovered ways to recover the years of life that had been stolen from them. Afterwards, the new Adrestian Emperor and Lysithea, her trusted officer, devoted the rest of their lives to Fodlan's rule, for her counsel in instituting claustrophones and ensuring the independence of the people. Lysithea came to be known as the Wisdom of the Emperor.
Or the Scholar of Misfortune.
Or the Scholar, and also the Scholar of Misfortune.
She had a lot of nicknames.
Much like she has many crests. The pair of talented women ushered Fodlan into a new age of innovation and prosperity.
That's a lot of meh.
Yeah, I mean, that's okay.
That's not really a, like, besties, but it's a... So you wound up on the council.
Yeah,
it's a little better than the Dorothea one, because at least it seems like they're working together, like, closely towards a goal, whereas the Dorothea one was like, they had it, there was an opera. The end.
Yeah.
So yeah, this one's okay. It's okay. It's okay.
Yeah.
Again, they're
Don't make
really
me sad
keeping
about it,
Edelgard away from being gay with anyone but bailiffs, which is a little sad, but
Yeah.
Eh. Okay, that's fine. That's
Yeah.
fine.
marking that as neutral. Neutral it is. We'll keep going. What?
Are you gonna put a stamp on these?
Oh, I should. Dang it. Work. Fine. Yes.
Coming soon, stamps! As the new Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard gave all she had to breathe new life into the government of Fodlan. To that end, Hahnemann's research proved invaluable. Seeking to determine the nature of crests and to do away with the inequality caused by them, the father of crestology produced magical tools that could be used even without the aid of crests. These were put to eager use by Edelgard, who saw both of their dreams realized. It is not hard to imagine that a pair with such similar ideologies and plans for the future would eventually settle into an affectionate and fulfilling relationship.
I would say it is very hard to imagine.
It's. I don't know if there's going to be any Hanneman ships I'm going to be happy with.
I'm currently working on a him and Manuela.
See, that one, okay. We'll talk about that one when we hit it, but that's the only one that makes sense to me. And there's so many of these that's like, hey, I just want everybody to know Hanneman's hooking up with ladies. And it's like, I don't need to know that. No one needs to know that.
Yeah.
I'm curious about what they're going to say about him and Dorothea.
Oh, no. I'm not looking forward to that one at all. Is this...
There's a few others I'm not looking forward to because they're definitely creepy professor stuff.
I think everything that's going to be on Hanneman's page and everything that's going to be on Flane's page, I'm not going to like.
Expect a low return on those pages.
So, bad ship?
This is, ew.
Yeah.
I mean, they could have left out the affectionate and fulfilling relationship part and just left it like they left the others.
Yeah, this is one of those, like, I don't mean to kink shame anyone, but...
All right, we're going to get out of this page and their...
Oh, no, that's a bad ship.
Magical tools. All right, this should be better.
As the new Adrestian Emperor, Edelgard gave all she had to breathe life into the government of Fodlan. Her first objective was to institute new class reforms and ensure the people's independence. For that reason, she sought the counsel of Manuela, whose vast array of contacts, talents, and experience proved invaluable. She became essential to Edelgard, and her skill as a physician kept the Emperor in good health for many years. Both remained unmarried, and it is said that the two became extremely close over the years.
Extremely close.
Right, that's about as close to female blood as you can get.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's you know, so they were roommates for 45 years.
They were very close friends.
Yes.
And, eventually you sleep with your dealer, I think is another implication I'm getting from this.
I don't remember any of Manuela and Edelgard supports at all. Actually, now that I think about it, I have not yet recruited Manuela, so I haven't seen any of them yet. John, what are they like?
I think I missed all of that. I probably skipped it all.
Cool.
I might have had a C level, but yeah.
All right. Well, what do we think about this one?
Possible.
So
yeah,
thinking more neutral. We're in the middle grounds on this one.
Well, yeah, I'd give this a middle ground. Yeah.
I can see this evolving into plausible, sort of the.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right,
I mean, like it says, became extremely close over the years. I believe that could happen.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Back in our last Edelgard, and then that'll be the end of our first episode.
Edelgard Constance.
Well.
Wow. There's a sack of cats. For her service in war and her innovations in magic, Constance von Nouvelle was among the first to receive peerage from Emperor Edelgard. Though her noble house was given no guarantee of power on a hereditary basis, Constance made certain that House Nouvelle would be relied upon in helping to achieve Edelgard's vision of a new social order. The Emperor kept Constance close at hand and routinely recognized her counsel as valuable, which helped to bolster Constance's... That's a word. Own sense of worth. It is rumored that the two were also dear personal friends and that they would frequently slip away from duties of governance to traipse through the capital together.
Apologies, by the way, in the recording for the cat choosing to scent mark the microphone.
Okay, well, that it belongs to the cat now, so.
Yes. That's dull.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's like,
I guess
here, Constance, here's what you want, but not really.
Yeah. Here's what you want, but not too much of it that seems unbelievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, I haven't seen Time Skip Constance yet. What's the Freddy from Scooby Doo thing that they got there? Ascot? Is that an Ascot? No, that's something else. Anyway, excellent fashion statement.
Oh, the like necktie scarfy thing.
Yeah, the scarfy thing. It's not important. You know what? This isn't about fashion. This is about ships. So, what are our thoughts on the ship? Bad?
Bad.
Boring.
Yeah.
Sorry, you got batted.
A waste. Yeah. I'm wishing it had been better. I think yeah.
How do you keep only the insides of your hair blue? It's incredible.
Yeah, it's real weird. Real weird.
All right,
It's
well,
bothered.
before we end this episode, I figure we might as well, since we went through all the Edelgards in one episode, who's the best ship?
So the best Edelgard ship.
Yep.
Wow.
Guess female Byleth?
Byleth. We were pretty good with Linhardt.
Linhardt, yes.
I think
Linhardt, where there wasn't really a relationship. It was like a summer fling.
Yeah. But when you could see, like, she comes back to every once in a while. It's like, every other summer she takes a month off and goes, and
except it pretty explicitly
goes by
says
the
that's
sea.
not happened. They'd say this is a one-time thing that they thought back fondly on.
Yeah. So for a month one time. Yeah. There was a period of time in which she simply disappeared.
So we're naming this one, for Edelgard at least, the best ship.
Yes,
Yeah,
I think so.
I think so.
There we go. There's our first episode.
Not really being a ship.
Look forward to next episode. I think we're going to move on to Dimitri.
Yes.
I think so.
Oh.
Yeah, there's going to be opinions on that one.
Yes, there are.
All right, well, see you next episode.